Welcome. We are back. Another day in the market. It's been pretty quiet, pretty dry, not a lot of movement in the SPY, but there are some names that are moving, so we're going to be talking about some of those pretty quickly. You see me looking off to the side nonstop, it's because of the football game. Hopefully the audio is alright. And yeah, just to start off, it's been a rough week for me. It's not been a good week for me. I've taken 4 trades this week, all right? 1 trade a day, pretty much. Lost all of them. So I have not won a trade this week. This is potentially the first week of the year that's actually happened, but here's the deal. It's not my literal worst week of the year because the market is very, very slow, and I knew that. And my position sizes have been very, very small. So not really won any trades this week, and I'm just talking about like options day trades. I've only taken 4, and I've been on 4 losing streaks before many times and turned it around. And yeah, my position sizes are very small. So typically what I've lost on these like 4 trades, and I did say this in premium chat earlier today, what I've lost on these 4 trades. Oh my gosh. All right. What I've lost in these 4 trades is typically what I lose on like 1 trade. So it is what it is. Hopefully have a better day tomorrow. If not, there's always next week. And yeah, we're just kind of going sideways. Today, the Qs just really underperformed the SPY for the first half of the day. And that was pretty much it. So let's break down what's going on. What's up, Moncleasy, Maxime, Tenderfoot, and AK in the chat. Let's move over and talk about some crypto first. Bitcoin is still in the ascending triangle, hidden bullish divergence still developing. Ethereum, I'm actually starting to look at it as a bullish pennant forming now. Kind of like that, and it's sort of testing a breakout. The thing about this is like, you have like, I don't know, you have like 4 touches here, but if you want to just be more like conservative, you can just also view this just like Bitcoin. That's kind of an ascending triangle. So we'll probably just keep it like that. You also have hidden bullish divergence on Ethereum, just like Bitcoin. The US 10-year finally put in a little bit of a tweezer bottom, so your first bullish candlestick reversal on the daily since probably the beginning of November. And this wedge has started to form, and it's right around that 4.34% level, so it is a little bit of a support level, even though you're kind of under it. And the US 2-year still testing the 200-day moving average. The VIX is pretty much just sitting and retesting the same lows it's held all year, which is right around $12. Continuing to hold that. And moving into, we've been talking about them all week. I tweeted it out earlier today. Metals, okay? Gold did pull back a little bit today, but the chart looks relatively the same. If we take a look at silver, however, continued higher, highest close of the week and your highest close since May for the SLV Silver Trust mutual fund. And this also pretty much is just like refilling this gap. So like 23 is kind of the big level on this SLV chart. This was sent, I believe, this was last Friday. This was sent when the chart pretty much looked like that. Pretty much the chart looked like this, and I sent it in the premium watch list on Sunday after just the first breakout. All right. And then of course, XME tweeted out earlier today, broke above $54. That's the breakout level we've been talking about on the stream the whole entire week. And you got above it. Now there's not much resistance until 59 on the S&P Metals and Mining ETF. I know a lot of these things sound boring to some people, but charts are charts, and look at them play out. Pretty cool. All right. Who's here in the kick stream says Vibes was just scoping Bitcoin in the futures. Yeah, kind of quiet for Bitcoin recently, just kind of chilling in this pattern, and futures as well, not doing too much. I've been looking around into the different areas of the market recently, and a lot of retail traders who were like, it was like kind of like the journey of a retail trader is what I've kind of noticed. It's like we had so many retail traders start off with penny stocks when you had the whole entire pot stock bubble right around the time of, like 2018, 2019. So they started like with small caps. Then all these retail traders, they move into like mid caps and like growth stocks right after the COVID crash, because those were the names that were booming and going crazy, like the ARK ETF names. Then all those names lose all of their value pretty much, and the large cap stocks start to catch up and they start to trade options on them. So then it becomes large cap stocks and options. And then we have kind of a little bit of a rough year for those in 2022. And it's like now this year, we're seeing those traders go into like futures and commodities kind of, and Forex and a lot of those like funded accounts and stuff like that. So I've been trying to keep track of like what I'm seeing past traders that I know kind of move into. Sports betting is another big thing I've been seeing. And I've been seeing a lot of stuff on, it's not a new trading method, but there's a lot of like popular people that talk about stocks online, talking about ICT, inner circle trading. So I might dive a little bit into that. I've heard good and bad things about that, so I'm not sure really what to think about it, but we will take a look. Maybe I'll share some stuff on the stream if I find it interesting. And yeah, let's talk about the market now, okay? Let's talk about SPY first. And heading into today, I already knew I was not going to trade SPY. And I'm still kind of 50-50 on it, but really, let me make this very simple. Just let's call them the yellow zones, okay? In between these yellow zones, SPY is a no trade for me. And today when I saw that it kind of was opening around over here in that area, I'm like, I'm not touching SPY today. And for the most part of the day, you were within it. I mean, you went over it for like the last couple minutes of the day, and then you closed right at the top of it, you know, around 1:30 p.m. you tested a breakdown, but you didn't really confirm it. So yeah, I think above this channel tomorrow is bullish and below it tomorrow is bearish. And Maxime, yes, NFTs are definitely a very interesting part of that cycle as well. So SPY is pretty much just still in this range. The overall variables are the same. This 1 hour pattern, it's just hard to really keep tracking it, but I guess it's an ascending broadening wedge. And you still have the potential for a bearish shark. If we go over to the Qs now, you can see that you did in fact break down from that pattern I was looking at last night. Unfortunately, like I said earlier in the stream, it's been a rough week for me. I had QQQ calls right off the open. And the reason for that was this. Right at the open. Like right at the open. On this candle right here. Just imagine that big red flush candle never happened. On this candle right here, it was breaking out of a wedge. So I got into calls, and then you can see that, yeah, I was wrong. And not even I was wrong, it's just like the technicals completely flipped from one candle to the next, and that's like the risks of short-term day trading. You just have to understand that. And thankfully it was like a lotto size of a lotto size position size. It was like a double lotto. So I'm going to keep using really small position sizes until I get kind of back into my usual way of trading, and that's pretty much going to be it. And on higher time frames, I did mention this in the live trading today. And you pretty much back tested these highs from July as a support today. Successfully, actually. Pretty good wick on that daily candle. So as long as you can continue holding that, I guess the Qs are still okay. They're all right. It's really just, can you keep holding above these highs from July? That's kind of like the big picture here for the QQQ. Moving into small caps. Retesting the 200-day moving average on the daily for the Russell. But on the 1 hour, it did break out of this triangle. So keep a close eye on small caps to see if we kind of start to get this move now. Thing is, you did gap above it. I'm not a big fan of breakouts on gaps because you don't really like see it during market hours. And that means it's like, now this could be like a new pattern developing as well. I mean, it already is, honestly. So then it has to be like, all right, now I have to see which way this breaks. It's like one pattern just right into another pattern. It's not like you really got like an intraday price action of it just playing out. It's like you just gapped up, so then you just kind of forgot about all of this by the time, let me fix this. You kind of just forgot about like all of that by the time the market opened because you gapped up, which is why I'm not a fan of those gap moves a lot of the time. but nonetheless, keeping an eye on it. I think breaking above like 182 in general will be huge for small caps. The Russell can do that. The ARK ETF did follow through. We talked about that shooting star candle on the daily yesterday, and then it printed a bearish engulfing today. So like I said, you could start to see a pullback on a lot of these mid caps and growth stocks that have been running, which is why it's like when I look at the Russell, it looks bullish to me, but like the SPY, the Qs, the ARK don't really, at least for right now. That could change, we'll see. So it's everything kind of looks like a little bit different, which is why it's hard for me to have like a general opinion on the market. Like if we look at XLE, it's in this massive ascending triangle testing the 200-day moving average. XLF, we talked about this on a premium weekend call a couple weeks ago. It's gone up like every single day since then. I think AK brought it up in the chat again today. And like if we go to a weekly time frame, take a look at that triangle breakout. So like there are sectors doing things. I've been talking about XME metals the whole entire week on the stream. So even though the SPY has really just been like a 0.5% range for a week or two, you are seeing some movement in certain sectors. It's just like all these sectors are so balanced out that the overall markets are not really moving. And that's pretty much it for the overall market. To talk about some new swings that I put out, first was gold. I mean, have I not been talking about metals and gold the whole entire week on the stream? But this is not literal gold. All right, I want to make that clear. This is Barrick Gold Corporation. It's actually a stock. The ticker is gold, but it's not spot gold. All right. And what I'm seeing here is a break over the 200-day moving average and an inverse head and shoulders. And then the other one I alerted today was Tesla. We've also been talking about this quite a bit on the stream. And you have this larger wedge forming. And on the weekly, you have a potential inverse head and shoulders. So those were the two ones I did share in the Discord. Free to everyone. It's discord.gg/free trading movement. The link's at the bottom of the screen. And then I shared 3 other swings in premium, which is WHOP.com. WHOP.com/champion5. That's the pin chat on YouTube. And those are the new swings. Apart from that, we were talking about AMC and GameStop yesterday. Unfortunately, it did not see follow through today. You kind of just fell right back down on AMC. Same thing on GameStop. It actually gave up the level. That was such a key level, 1547, and it gave it up. Nvidia fell a few percent today. It's actually breaking back into this range. It was not able to hold the 475 back test on the daily, and it broke this wedge to the downside. So Nvidia might see maybe more of a flush tomorrow. Maybe this starts to turn into a bear flag tomorrow. That could be something to keep an eye on if the market's bearish, because that was a pretty key level it just gave up. So I don't know. It would have to kind of show some more variables. It's not really enough to call it a bear flag for right now. And apart from that, I'm not seeing anything that really moved. Coinbase, you did get a pullback. It was a lot more at one point intraday than how it closed, and that's something I warned about last night on stream. But I think the overall picture that's important is just to hold above like 115, 116. That's pretty much what's important here. And that's pretty much it. Just another quick stream to talk about what's going on. We've been looking at Beyond on the stream throughout the week. This was up 6% today on another flat day in the market. So nice move on that little breakout we were talking about earlier in the week. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Just wanted to do another quick update stream. Again, I'm going to make the streams longer when the market's moving more and shorter when it's not. I don't want to just force content, but hopefully this was a nice little quick update. Make sure you hit the like button and the subscribe button. I appreciate all the support. I will be live again next week. I think I was live a lot this week between the night streams and the live trading, so it's been fun. And yeah. What was I gonna say? We can look at Rivian for you, Joel. I remember you used to want to look at Microsoft so much back in the day. And Tesla announced their Cybertruck today. One thing that was interesting about that was how they lowered the range on it and they raised the price. So a lot of people talked about that. But I believe it beat the Rivian and a lot of different Ford trucks in torque. And then, of course, I'm sure a lot of you saw they did a bunch of different things. They shot bullets at it and the doors held the bullets. And then also, of course, they took a Porsche and they beat a Porsche in a race when the Cybertruck was pulling a Porsche behind it, like a 2023 911. So Rivian, it broke out of this wedge. It's trying to flip this previous resistance into a support, and I think it's really just a matter of can it break above the 200-day moving average. That's definitely the big picture here. All right. So I'm going to go watch the rest of this game. Have a great night, everyone. Have a great weekend. I'll see you in the chat tomorrow. Live trading will be for everyone again, not just for premium tomorrow morning. So we'll see what happens. Again, small position sizes until I start doing better myself, because it's a little bit of a rough streak for me. So I'm keeping the position sizes small until I turn it around. Okay, remember that, even for tomorrow morning. Have a great night. Sleep well. See you in the morning. Good night.